Hello everyone, once again, I missed you a lot. Maryam is here again and I'm introducing to you a new episode of The Legend Show, and today's episode is The Origin of the Ancient Egyptians. Personally, I want to say that today's episode idea came after the Cleopatra trending. The idea of an African black queen ruling Egypt was so provoking to us. Especially it was obviously a history attribution to the South Africans. But when did the argument really start? In the 1874, there was an argument about whether the ancient Egyptians were white or black. A century later, a UNESCO-sponsored symposium in Cairo proved that the discussion was not nor was likely soon to be closed. It's not easy to find a physical definition of black acceptable to all. The traditional criteria applied by physical anthropologists, facial index, length of limbs, etc., are no longer accepted by everyone today. And, like the ancients, we come back to determining black by the nature of the hair and the color of the skin measured scientifically by the proportion of melanin. Man settled there gradually in the course of thousands of years, as the very density of the human groups or the variation in climate forced him to search additional resources or greater security. Owing to its possession at the northeastern corner of the African continent, it was inevitable that the Nile Valley as a whole, and Egypt in particular, should become the terminal point for movement of people coming not only from Africa but also from the Middle East, not to mention more distant Europe. If an Egyptian race ever existed, and this is open to doubt, it will be a result of mixtures whose basic elements varied in time as well as in space. This could be verified if it were possible, which is far from being the case, to obtain a sufficient number of human remains for each of the historical periods and the various parts of the valley. But one fact remains, however, and that's the continued existence in Egypt, as in Nubia, of a certain physical type which it would be vain to call a race, since it varies slightly according to whether we are concerned with Lower or Upper Egypt, darker in the south than in the north. The hair is black and curly and the face rather round and hairless, and we can clearly see it in the Old Kingdom sometimes adorned with a mustache. Bas-reliefs and statues of the pharaohs have made it familiar to us. Also, Egyptian art has made it familiar to us with their straight profiles, prognathous profiles, sometimes high cheekbones, as in the case of Sesostris III, fleshy, often curling lips, sometimes a slightly arched nose like in the Bibi I and Gamal Abdel Nasser. Most often, a large straight noses like Khafren's, and in the south, in particular, flattish noses and thicker lips like Djeniyat. This very varied shows that in the Nile Valley we have to do with a human type, not a race. Here, my darlings, our episode comes to an end. I hope you enjoyed this one and thank you for watching this and have a great day. Bye!